led the softball program to its 2002 and 2004 state championships and 3 other state final appearances. Those unable to attend tonight were players Stephanie Franzen-Crook, Beth Bonnick-Simler, Megan McGurk, and managers Elise Haller-Castle and Amber Woods-Kincaid. Coach Huppenthal and his staff would like to thank all members of the 1993-1994 team for taking the time during the busy holiday season to come back to Lake Central for the evening. It is a tremendous moment of pride for our program to have 3 of our program's 4 Final Four teams in the gym tonight. The 1993-94 team, the 94-95 team, and the 2022-2023 team. Our players would also like to thank the 1993-1994 team for returning this evening and for helping set the standard that all Lake Central girls basketball teams strive to attain. Ladies and gentlemen, another huge round of applause for the 1994 state champions, Lake Central Lady Indians.
There you go. Huddle up. Huddle up.
That's it.